Hi, sunshine. My name is Laura Ashley Abraham. I am one of the Michigan Medium Angels. And if you're not familiar with me, I am a medium. I am an intuitive. You can go to my website and get more information at www.lauraashley-abraham.com. I do private readings. I do group parties. I just started doing the group parties again too. So if you are interested, reach out to me. Lots of stuff going on. I also do soul coaching. If you're stuck or if you're having a hard time, I offer discounts for my coaching packages. So this week, I am going to answer your question. A couple weeks ago, I started doing this, and I was asking if anybody had a question, a spiritual question that would be beneficial or helpful for other people. And because we just wrapped up our 8-week Transform Your Life program, and I have some space here that I wanted to really connect with you guys. I'm missing everybody, and hopefully this will be helpful for those of you who were not in the program, but also for those of you who were. I am working on putting together something that will be like a support group, an online support group for everybody, and I will keep you posted on that and when I'm going to have that available. But in the meantime, I want to do this because I want to really be connecting with you guys and helping in any way I can. So one of the questions that was asked, the first question that I answered, if you haven't seen it, it was, what is the best practice to use to listen to your intuition and not let others' opinions influence you? Because a lot of times, you know, other people, when you're kind of tuning into spirit or you're getting messages or you're questioning what is your purpose, not everybody around you is going to understand that. And sometimes they're not always very supportive. And it doesn't mean that they don't care, and it doesn't mean you need to, you know, cut people out of your life, but it does mean that you are being drawn to this path for a reason. You're going in this direction for a reason. And the more that you really tune in and that you listen to it, you're going to start to be in the flow. When you don't and you push it away and you don't want to go there, that's when you're going to have some of the problems. So most of you who are listening are very intuitive, and it is going to be really beneficial for you to listen to your intuition, tune into it, and tune into your own guidance. And if you don't know how to do that, I can help you with that. Just reach out to me again. With coaching, I do that. So this week's question that I'm going to answer is, how do you know what your purpose is? What is your life purpose? It was really interesting because the other day, for those of you who know me, you know, I've been doing this for quite a while, and it was interesting because my mom, I'll just say, it's not that my family hasn't been supportive, because they have. It's just they didn't really understand what I was doing when I started doing this, and it's still taken them some time to really fully understand it. And so it wasn't always the easiest thing for me to go out and start to do readings and to start to really follow this. It took me some time to allow myself and not be afraid and not be fearful of what other people were going to think about it. And so that is very common for people on the spiritual path. And you may feel that way yourself about listening and to tuning into your inner guidance and kind of figuring out what that is and what does that mean. And that path is different for everyone. So the other day, my mom, she asked me out of nowhere, and she said, what is the purpose of life? And I was really shocked that she would ask me that, because she doesn't ask me that. She doesn't ask me those kind of questions. She doesn't really talk about what I do. We don't talk about what I do very often. So I talk about it with everybody else I meet, and everybody else knows, but I can tell that she's uncomfortable with it. You know, she doesn't understand how I can talk to people that have passed away. And so for her, it's just not something she's comfortable with. So I have to honor that and respect that, and I have, but I still have chosen to do this. And I do what I need to do for myself, because this is my life purpose and my life path. So when she asked me that question, I was really thrown, but I didn't miss a beat. I was like, you know what our life purpose is, Mom? It is to love ourselves and other people around us unconditionally. It is to learn about unconditional love for ourselves first and foremost, That's part of it. And then it is about also finding ways that we can help other people with what we learn about ourselves. And once you work through your own blocks or the things that are holding you back from truly being your own, your best self, I would say, your authentic self, doing the things that you love, not doing the things because other people want you to or other people say you should. You know what feels right to you, and you know when you're doing something that you're just doing because other people want you to. It's really about tuning into the path that is going to lead you to your greatest happiness. And for me, that wasn't an easy path to go down, for me to do readings, for me to become a medium, and for me to embrace that. It really, really was difficult. And for my own self, I had to really, you have to want something so much, because if you don't, you won't stay going in that direction. Something is going to come and get in the way, and it's going to say, you're going to say, oh, forget it. You know what? This is too hard. You have to have that desire so strong within you that anything that comes in your path is not going to deter you. And that has been my experience for my soul purpose. And it has, again, not always been easy, I'm just going to say, but it is very rewarding. And I love what I do, And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't change it, and I never will. And I've always said that too. I'm never going to retire. So you're going to be seeing me for a long time till I can't do this anymore, until I can't do videos. So anyways, that was a side note. But your life purpose is about finding things that, make you happy. What makes you happy? What would you do if money wasn't an issue? What would you do if, you could really do this full time and something you would never get tired of? Or what would you do if somebody said, okay, you have, a month. What do you want to do with it? What are you going to do with it? What would you feel drawn to? I know for me, I really wanted to work with kids that were abused and neglected before I knew that I wanted to be a medium. And I wanted to help people. I really felt a draw to kids. So that's where I started. And I took different classes. And then I realized that I wanted to do the mediumship, and I had my spiritual experience, and that was the direction that I ended up going. But I didn't start out there. I started out with what was going to make me feel good, what was going to make me feel like I was giving back, and that I was doing something of value. And that for me was the beginning point. So there isn't a right or wrong when you're looking what your life purpose is. Your life purpose could be taking care of your children, taking care of your family, being there, because every single thing that you do every day affects those people around you. But while you're in those spaces and in that being a mom, being a dad, we need good moms and good dads and good parents that are willing to learn and work on their own inner stuff, because sometimes our parents did not. So if you are in a space where you didn't have a good parental role, that is your life purpose, is to be that for your kids, is to show the people around you, to be a support for your community. And I'll tell you that those dads that are out there, those good dads who step up, who are there for their kids, who are allowing their kids to have to experience, being emotional and not judging them, and showing them what it means to be a good, those dads that are stepping up, basically, those dads that are there for their kids. That is your life purpose. That is part of your life purpose, because you're not just doing that for your children, you're also doing that for the community and for people around you. And it's so important. It's just so important, because you set an example for neighbors, for other friends that come to your house with your kids, because sometimes those kids that come to your house, they don't have a good home life. They don't have a good family life. And so you could be that person. that's part of life purpose as well. It doesn't mean you have to go out and do something. You can do what you need to do right where you are today, right now. You going to the store and smiling at somebody, that's part of your life purpose. It's about giving love to other people, unconditional love for yourself, and learning what that means, not judging yourself, working on not judging yourself, working on being supportive for your inner work, taking the time to do your inner work. And when I say that, I'm saying you want to make sure you're setting healthy boundaries with people so that other people are not taking advantage of you. And you want to be making sure that you are speaking your truth when you need to, learning how to speak your truth. That's part of life purpose as well. When you own who you are, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. It doesn't matter what anyone else does, because that is, you know who you are, and no one else can change that. And they can't, even if they say it, it doesn't mean that it's true. And they can't take that away from you. So when you know your worth and your value, it won't matter what anyone else says or does. That's part of your life purpose as well. The other aspect is, if you are trying to figure out something to do. So let's say, you've really been working on yourself and you're in a really good space. Find what lights you up. What do you like to paint? What do you like to do? Do you like to be outdoors? What can you do outdoors that would be giving back to the world or giving back to the earth? Again, what is your life purpose? What is your purpose? Our purpose is also about not having judgment for ourselves or for others. It's about owning your mistakes, owning your being responsible for your own behavior. If you recognize that you lash out at somebody and you need to apologize for that, do it. Apologize. If you need to make amends to somebody, you don't have to talk to the person. You can write it down. You don't have to send it. But making amends within you will help to heal that energy. You don't want to reach out to somebody that is going to be abusive or somebody that's toxic. That is not what this is about. It's about you being true to yourself, honoring who you are as a person, and being truthful about that too. So as earth angels, and a lot of you are earth angels and empaths, which can mean being very sensitive and taking on the energy of other people. You want everybody to be happy. So sometimes you might not say what you need to say, and you don't always have to, but if it's hurting you in some way, then that's an issue and you need to look at that. If you are being too aggressive and you are saying things that are hurting people and you're noticing that you're hurting people around you, you need to look at that and you need to change that. So what can you do to change that? I was talking, I think I said this in the other video too. My mom had come over and she was helping me with my garden and everything. And she ended up cutting this blackberry bush by accident. It wasn't on purpose. And she felt so bad because I've been growing this blackberry bush for the last couple of years. And she didn't even remember that she had cut it a couple years ago. And it's taken a couple years to grow back, basically. So she cut the wrong thing a couple years ago and then did it again. And so I was so upset, and my niece was there. So I was like, okay, I have to be very calm about this and not get upset. And it seems kind of silly because it is silly, but it bothered me because I was trying to tell her not to do it and she wasn't listening to me. I was trying to get her to stop before she did it because I knew that this weed was wrapped up in there, and she didn't stop to listen to what I was saying. And so that was why I was frustrated. So afterwards, I was really good with her in the moment and I didn't overreact with her. But afterwards, I had to really sit and take some time to work through the emotion of that. And so that was my work, basically. You have to do your own work. I could have gotten really mad at her, and I could have been like, if you just listen to me, you're never listening. That wasn't going to help the situation. She felt really badly about it, and she recognized what she had done. And so I was able to move forward. No big deal. There could be small things like that and big things like that. And your job, part of your life purpose and your work is to work through those things. Recognize, what do you need to say when you need to say it? When is something important that needs to be said, that you just cannot not say what needs to be said to somebody, that they need to hear your truth and you need to speak your truth? When do you need to do your own work and work on it yourself? That's something you're going to need to sit with and intuitively look at that and figure out when that is in the appropriate time. That comes back to boundaries. But it's about not judging other people. That's part of your life purpose, not judging other people, and unconditionally loving yourself and unconditionally loving others. It doesn't mean you have to like their behavior. I wasn't happy that my mom did that and that she wasn't listening to me. And it's like, that's my work that I have to do. But she's one of my greatest teachers, and somebody that you have a difficult relationship with, they are your greatest teachers. And that is, again, part of your life purpose. So kind of setting that a little bit aside, the overall is your work in this lifetime is to look at how can you love yourself unconditionally, but also own what you need to own. You're not here to be hurtful or mean or step on other people to get where you need to go. Your work is to be kind, be generous, but also stand up for yourself, have healthy boundaries, taking care of yourself and your needs, not expecting other people to do that for you. That's also part of your life purpose. And when you're at a point, you don't even have to be there. My guides are saying this, your guides are saying this. You don't have to be at a perfect point to start to help other people or to reach out or to find where you could be best suited at. Maybe you want to volunteer somewhere. Maybe you want to be a mentor for somebody. Maybe you're donating clothes. All of that is part of your life purpose. That's your way of helping other people. So how can you, yes, help other people, but also how can you take care of yourself? When you take care of yourself, that's the best thing that you can do. The number one thing that you can do. That is your number one purpose, is taking care of yourself and honoring yourself above all else, above your children, above your spouse, above everyone else, above your job. Your number one purpose in life is taking care of you and making sure that you are healthy, that you are unconditionally loving yourself, and giving yourself what you need first is the number one thing you need to do. So thank you so much. And I hope that was helpful for you. And if you have any other questions, spiritual questions that you would like answers to, please post them under this video, or you could do it on Mondays, either one, whatever day this is posted. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. On our Facebook page, which is the Michigan Medium Angels Facebook page. So make sure you post it on there, because I'm going to be reading the comments and I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer your questions throughout the next couple weeks. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Sending you lots of love.